Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to give you my top reasons why you should invest in Hcmc, and also I'm going to give my future price predictions. So the topics I'm going to cover in this video are: 1. Pre-lawsuit price movements. So I'm going to be looking at the price movement leading up to this lawsuit and why I believe the price has been moving the way it has been moving. So topic number 2, I'm going to discuss two possible outcomes for this lawsuit. Outcome 1 is that Hcmc, Healthier Choices Management Corp, wins this lawsuit. And also the second possible outcome, what would happen if Hcmc lose this lawsuit. So I'll be discussing what I believe will happen or could happen if either one of those outcomes was the reality. So topic number 3 is PMI buyout. So this is Philip Morris International buyout. So this will be a possible outcome, I believe, if Hcmc win this lawsuit. So topic number 4, Hcmc, Healthier Choices Management Corp, buy back their shares. So this will be an outcome if they win the lawsuit, or a possible outcome if they win the lawsuit. In topic number 5, I'll be discussing the long-term and company leadership. So looking at the future or possible future for Hcmc. So make sure you guys watch to the end. Welcome back to Investor Prime TV. David here. If you're new, this channel is a one-stop shop for anything investment. So investment ideas, investment discussions, stock picks, when to get in the market, when to get out. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further uploads. With that being said, let's get this bread. So the first topic, the pre-lawsuit price movement. So the share price movement of Healthier Choices Management Corp, so Hcmc, has been going like crazy. So it's gone from 0.001 to 0.0065, and it's currently around 0.004. So part of the reason why the share price has been going like crazy is because there's a huge investor interest in this stock. Okay, so a lot of people and a lot of investors have been getting in on this stock in anticipation for Hcmc winning this lawsuit. And also, Healthier Choices Management Corp is genuinely a very good company. They've got a lot of things going for them. So a lot of investors have also been getting in because of this. So the investor interest is very high. There's been a lot of demand for this stock. And also, to back up all the investors with diamond hands, institutions are getting in on this stock as well. So institutions have bought $5 million worth of shares in Hcmc. The fact that institutions are getting in on this stock speaks volume of the company and speaks volume of the confidence that institutions have in this stock. So another interesting thing about this pre-lawsuit price movement is that literally on a daily basis, there's literally billions and billions of shares being traded every day, which is extremely high for any stock. Again, this shows that there's a lot of investor interest, both retail investors and institutional investors getting in on this stock. So there's a lot of demand for this stock right now, which is a big reason why the share price has just been going like crazy. And lastly, the company behind the stock is very good. They've got very good fundamentals. So the patent that they're seeking to acquire back from PMI in this lawsuit is just one of many patents that they have. So as a company, they've got a lot of things going for them. They've got a lot of good things going for them. So the topic number 2 is I'm going to be looking at two scenarios, two possible outcomes for this lawsuit. So the first outcome is if Hcmc wins this lawsuit. The second one is if they lose this lawsuit. So if Hcmc wins this lawsuit, they effectively get a patent back. So the patent they're seeking to get back from PMI is effectively a biometric lock on vaporizers, so vapes. So the biometric lock technology is very unique. Each vape is pretty much unique to each customer. So a customer, when they get the vape, they can effectively lock and unlock the vape using the biometrics, i.e. the fingerprints. So if Hcmc wins this lawsuit and acquires that patent back from PMI, this is going to be huge because they're going to get a huge return on an ever-growing market. And also they'll be able to tap into the legalized marijuana market, which is going to see a lot more demand for their product. And they effectively monopolize the market because they have a patent out for the technology, which means that they're ultimately the only people in the market with that technology or able to use that technology. Pretty much all the demand for that technology will be driven towards Hcmc. So the revenue stream will be huge for that technology. So if they do win the lawsuit and they get a patent back, then I'll predict the share price jumping from anywhere between 1 cent to 10 cents, very realistically. Of course, the share price might jump even higher, but I believe a realistic price target is between 1 cent and 10 cents. For the second outcome, assuming they lose the lawsuit, what would this mean for HCMC? I don't believe the share price will actually drop much. HCMC is not a hype stock. There's actually good fundamentals behind the company. There might be a number of investors selling off their shares. Those investors that got on board because they believed they were going to win this lawsuit and they wanted to capitalize on them winning this lawsuit, them being HCMC. Those investors might sell their shares, which would ultimately create a little dip in the share price of HCMC because there's going to be a lot of retail investors holding on to their shares and also institutional investors holding on to their shares as they got on board HCMC because fundamentally the company is good and they see a bright future for HCMC. So I don't believe the share price will drop very much. So like I mentioned, Healthier Choices Management Corp is a great company. They've got good fundamentals. They've got a lot of patents, 40 plus patents in their name. So as a company, they're innovators in their field. This ultimately means that a lot of institutional investors and retail investors have a lot of confidence within the company. So they'll be holding on to their shares long term and effectively capitalizing on the success of HCMC as a company. But if they do lose the lawsuit, then my price target will be below 1 cent. However, the price staying below 1 cent, I believe will be temporary. But in the long run, I see a bright future for HCMC, Healthier Choices Management Corp. So for the third topic, the PMI buyout, assuming HCMC do win the lawsuit, one possible outcome will be a PMI buyout, so Philip Morris International buyout. So a lot of you might be asking, what is a buyout and why is that important? A buyout refers to an investment transaction where one party acquires control of a company, either through an outright purchase or by obtaining a controlling equity interest, at least 51% of the company's voting shares. Usually, a buyout also includes the purchase of the target's outstanding debt, which is also known as the assumed debt by the acquirer. So one outcome I see happening is, assuming HCMC win the lawsuit, Philip Morris, they've already been using this patent and they've already acquired a huge customer base for the product and a huge demand for the product. PMI have also invested billions of dollars into the technology and perfecting this technology. So if HCMC won the lawsuit, I don't believe PMI would just let it go like that. I believe a possible outcome would be that PMI will be seeking to buy out HCMC or acquire HCMC as a company because PMI have already spent a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of energy into effectively getting this product out there, getting a big customer base for this product, and also getting a huge demand for this product. And lastly, perfecting this product, like the design of this product, etc. I believe they might be seeking to buy out HCMC as a company, so acquire HCMC as a company, which is just one possible outcome if HCMC do win this lawsuit. So topic number 4, HCMC buy back shares. One possible outcome would be that HCMC buy back their shares. A share repurchase is a transaction whereby a company buys back its own shares from the marketplace. So how many shares HCMC will be able to buy back will depend on the compensation that they receive from this lawsuit. And I believe the compensation that they will receive in this lawsuit, if HCMC won this lawsuit, PMI will have to pay them or compensate them over $1 billion. So with this compensation, HCMC will be able to buy back a lot of shares. This will ultimately create a huge demand for their shares. One possible corporate action that HCMC could take will be a reverse stock split. So what is a reverse stock split? In finance, a reverse stock split or reverse split is a process by which shares of corporate stock are effectively merged to form smaller numbers of proportionally more valuable shares. So for example, imagine a company has 100 shares available at a market price per share at $10. This will make the market cap or the value of this company $1,000. So $10 per share multiplied by 100 shares. So if the company was to undergo a reverse stock split, they will effectively have less shares available. So 50 shares, the new market price per share will make it $20. So the market cap or the value of the company will remain $1,000. So the new price per share being $20 multiplied by the number of shares
at 50 shares.
So guys, to summarize, a reverse stock split is effectively reducing the amount of shares available in order to increase the value of those shares. So effectively increasing the demand for those shares, as there'll be less supply for those shares. So effectively the value of the shares could increase, but the market cap wouldn't change much, which is one of the reasons I believe a $1 price target for HCMC in the long run is possible. So if HCMC do win the lawsuit and they decide to go down the route of a reverse stock split, then the effects of this wouldn't be seen immediately. So it will take some time for the effects of this reverse stock split to be realized. So long term for HCMC, if they went down this route, it will ultimately graduate HCMC from an OTC, over the counter, effectively a penny stock, and into an exchange. So they'll no longer be an OTC, they'll effectively be listed on an exchange. So this will be great for both the company and for investors who are long on HCMC stock, because ultimately being listed on an exchange will attract much bigger investors, i.e. more institutions, which will ultimately create a lot more demand for this stock and ultimately see the share price of this stock take off. So for the last point number 5, so this is looking at the long term and the company leadership. So I believe the company leadership is very good. So they've got the right people on the board of directors. Effective leadership includes exhibiting a strong character. Leaders exhibit honesty, integrity, trustworthiness, and ethics. Leaders act in line with how they speak and earn the right to be responsible for others' success in the company. So I believe the leaders on the board of directors of HCMC, Healthier Choices Management Corp, have all these characteristics, which is ultimately good for the company, which means they will lead the company in the right direction and ultimately lead the share price in the right direction, which is always good for us investors, right? So if the outcomes being that HCMC wins this lawsuit and the leadership remains good, then there'll be extremely large gains in 2 to 4 years in HCMC's share price. So with that outcome, I believe a $1 price target on HCMC is very realistic. However, if HCMC's share price reaches $1, then I realize that the market cap might be insane. One way around this would be the reverse stock split. So effectively offering a lot less shares, which will increase the price or the value of the shares. So this will effectively value the market cap more realistically. Those were my top reasons why you should invest in HCMC, Healthier Choices Management Corp. So I believe there's a lot of good things to come for this company or to this company, and there's a bright future for this company. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further uploads. So guys, comment below. Let me know if you're currently on HCMC or you are thinking about getting in on HCMC. Thanks guys. I'll see you in the next video.